Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and in this video I will be reviewing, swatching, and demoing the new Wet n Wild new formula, new look. I think it's the 2018 collection that came out in 2017. These babies right here. So altogether they have single eyeshadows. They had the eyeshadow quads, which of course has 4 eyeshadows in there, and then they had the new 10 eyeshadow palettes. So unfortunately I only picked up 2 out of the 4 because the other 2 didn't really catch my eye. They were kind of like eyeshadows that, you know, I can already find in my other eyeshadow palettes that I have. I have a ton of other eyeshadow palettes, but I just wanted these because they really caught my eye. The 2 that I did not purchase was Nude Awakening, this one right here, and Rose in the Air. So they're both like kind of like neutral, cool tone, rosy palettes that is like but the 2 that Walgreens had it. They do not have the whole collection at my Walgreens, but they did have all of the eyeshadows. But funny thing is, out of all the palettes, out of all 4 of them, these 2 right here, this is 760 Not a Basic Peach. This one right here, they had about 3 palettes left, and this one right here, I picked up the last one. Thank goodness. But it's funny how the best looking palettes are the ones that sold out. But anyway, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm going to be showing you guys some swatches first. The first one is 759 Comfort Zone. So this is how this palette looks. It comes with, let me turn it this way so you guys can see it better. It comes with 10 eyeshadows. It comes with this transition shade, 8, yes, these are all 8 shimmery shadows, and another transition shade. And of course the 2 transition shades are matte and the other ones are shimmery. And then the palette 760 Not a Basic Peach, of course, comes with 10 eyeshadows, 2 matte transition shades, and 6 shimmery shadows and 2 matte shadows. So now I'm just going to get into the swatches before I do a demo. Alright guys, and this is all 10 of the eyeshadow swatch. I hope you guys can see them good. So this is the first matte transition shade. This is like a shimmery what kind of color is this? Like a shimmery champagne shade. This one is like a taupe type of shimmery shade. This next one is like more of like a rose gold shimmery shade. This next one is like, it looks like a very deep ashy brown with maybe some purple shimmer in it. This one is a light green. This next one is I guess I would call that like maybe like a deeper taupe shade. This one right here is, guys, this is a duochrome eyeshadow. I cannot believe that they threw a duochrome eyeshadows. I have never seen a inexpensive pigmented palette with a duochrome eyeshadow in there. But yes, it is in the 2 types of colors. It's like a blue and maybe like a hint of purple. And this next one is a really deep forest green, and then this last one is a matte transition shade. It's like a cherry type of shadow, and it reminds me, I don't have the shadow, but it kind of reminds me of maybe like Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek, because I've seen so many people talking about it. But these are the shades from the 759 Comfort Zone palette, and this is how the shades look. I'm like, let me try to get them like side by side so you guys can see. So yes, now I'm gonna swatch the other palette off camera again. And one thing about these palettes, and I forgot to tell you guys that I am using my fingers to swatch them. I was going to do my fingers in a brush, but I was like, you know what, I don't really feel like it, but I'm doing just my finger, no Fix Plus, no extra, no primer on my hand to make the pigmentation more pigmented, nothing like that, just a regular swatch. I was going to swatch them on camera, but I don't want to take up too much of your time because that would be a long time. So now I'm going to just swatch the other palette. Alright guys, and these are, okay, right here. These are the shades to the next palette. So the first matte transition shade is like a very light pink. I cannot see this being a transition shade for any skin tone. This is more like something that you would set your concealer with. This next one is a very light dusty pink shade. This next one is a matte orange shade. The next one is like it's kind of like a pinky peach tone shimmery shade. It doesn't have a lot of shimmer, but it does have a little specks of shimmer. You kind of have to flip the palette to really see the shimmer. The next one is a very light turquoise blue. This one is a gold. This next one, it kind of reminds me of like a sort of like a duochrome shadow, but it's not quite. It does have two different shades in there. It's like a kind of like a rosy gold shade. This next one is more like a, kind of looks like a duochrome shadow too, but it's like a rosy purple shimmery shade. This next one is a very deep brown. It's not black. And this last one is more like a rust matte. This is the transition shade. So these are the shades for the next palette. And again, so sorry that I did not pick up the other two. They just really didn't catch my eye, and I didn't feel like spending the money on it. Sue me. So what I'm going to do for the demo now is on the back of both of these, they give you like a day, let's see, can I zoom in? A day to night look that you can complete using the shade numbers that they give you. So I'm first going to start by taking a light shimmery shade and putting it on my brow bone. Now I'm going to use the transition shade and apply that into my crease. Tapping my brush into it, there was some kickback from it, but not too much. Using that pink shade, I'm going to apply that all over my lid. So I just used this shimmery shade, and I didn't use any Fix Plus or anything. Let's see, can I get up close? There is a couple of spots on here where there is some fallout. So keep that in mind if you do like to do your makeup first. On the shimmery shades there is some fallout, but most people use Fix Plus anyway, or their fingers, so that wouldn't be a problem too much. Now I'm going to take that taupe gray shade and put it in the center of my eyelid. Now I'm going to go back in with that transition shade and put it on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take that purple shade and apply that as a soft wing, and also dragging it down to my lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to blend it out to soften up the look a little bit more. So this is how the first look turned out. This was supposed to be a, I messed up on this part a little bit, but this was supposed to be like just like a day look, but it turned into a day to night look quickly on my eyes when I added that deeper shade. But I really just wanted to give all the shadows a chance. You know how most people are like, I want to use all the shades but I can't use them all in one tutorial. Well, I wanted to just give all of these a shot. So far they're very pigmented, they are powdery, and they do have a lot of kickback. I feel like every last shadow had a lot of kickback, but except this shimmery one right here that I put on my brow bone, I feel like it did not have the most pigment to it like I thought it did until I used my finger. Of course, every shadow is going to be more pigmented and work better when you apply it with your finger, but with a brush, it's not bad. I'll use Fix Plus Spray some other time, but I just want to give these a good review without it. So again, this is how the day look turned out. I'm not going to apply any mascara or lashes because I'm just going to have to wipe this off to do the next look. So now I'm just going to try to use as many shades on this side to create the night look. So I'm starting off by highlighting my brow bone with that light shimmery shade again. So starting off with the deeper transition shade, I'm going to put that directly into the crease. So now taking that deep green shade, I'm just going to draw a line above my crease, and instead of using concealer to like cut the crease, I'm going to just apply the shimmer shade over that. Or I'm not over that, but under that. So now I just went back into that transition shade just to help me blend this out. So it's not looking too harsh, even though this is a dramatic night look. Now I'm going to take that duochrome blue shade and apply that to my lid. So I applied it with a brush first, then it wasn't showing up too much, so then I decided to try it with using my finger, and that still wasn't showing up. So with a shadow like this from this palette, you just need to put Fix Plus Spray on your brush and just use it that way because it's not as pigmented as it looks in a pan. So then I went into this like taupe shade and decided to put that over my lid too, just, you know, trying to use every shadow in there and seeing if it was going to do anything, but it really didn't change much. Now I'm going back into that forest green shade, and I'm going to use it as a liner and connect it to that cut crease line that I drew. Now taking this light green shade, I'm going to apply that in my inner corner for a pop of color. Going back into that deep transition shade, I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line, giving it kind of like a cat eye look. And completely butchering this look. It was my first time trying this technique. I seen Nikki tutorials doing it and I just wanted to try it in this tutorial. It didn't hurt. And this will complete the night look for the first palette. I've done the day and night look. Now I'm going to move on to the second palette and complete another day to night look there too. Now I'm going to be starting on Freshly Concealed Inset Eyes, and I'm going into the Wet n Wild Color Icon palette, the Not a Peach palette, and using this brush to just set it with that really light transition shade that I said would not work as a transition shade because it's too light. So it just works to set it and brighten it. Now taking that first light shimmery shade in the palette, I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone, just like from the other palette. Taking that orange shade, I'm just going to apply that in the crease. Now I'm going to take that peachy shade and apply that over my lid. Going back into that transition shade just to help me blend these two together a bit more. Now I'm going to go back into that orange shade and blend it out on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to go into that light blue turquoise shade and apply that to my lower lash line. This look kind of gives me Kylie Peach, the Peach Palette vibes. So this will complete the first day look, with the exception that the blue didn't really show up how I wanted it to. So this is going to be another one of those shades where you want to use Fix Plus spray. I could see in my outer corner, my eye started tearing up and the blue did pop a little bit more. So yeah, keep that in mind. So working on freshly concealed eyes again, I'm going to take that light transition shade and apply it over my lids. And now I'm just quickly reapplying my Fenty Beauty highlighter, Me Money and Hustle Baby, because it did fade away when I had to reapply my concealer and set it with a powder. It was just like, ugh. Now I'm going to use that light shimmery shade once again and highlight my brow bone. Taking that deeper transition shade and applying that throughout the crease. Now using that purple tone shade and blending that throughout the crease. It is a shimmer shadow, but it is one of those that you can blend throughout your crease. It's not going to come up shimmery or as shimmery. Taking that other type of red-orange duochrome shade, I'm going to apply that over my lids. So I applied it with a brush. I didn't want to show up too much, so I switched to my finger, and the pigmentation was much better. These shades, even though I've never had the palette, I've seen a lot of videos, but they kind of give me like Huda Beauty vibes. I said pies, vibes. And where they work better with a finger, but you might want to use some Fix Plus spray. Now I'm just going back in to blend the shades together. Going in with that really deep brown shade and applying that in my outer V. Going in with that gold shade and applying that in my inner corners. Going back in with that really deep brown shade, I'm going to apply that to my lower lash line. Alright guys, and this was the final look. Oh my god, I think my eyes are burning right about now from using this white that's pretty dirty to try to keep changing out the eyeshadow. So in conclusion, I love both of these palettes. They are so pigmented. The only thing I would say is some of the shimmer shades are not as pigmented as I thought they would be on a brush. With Fix Plus, of course, they're going to be more pigmented, but I wanted to show you guys the true color of it and pigmentation of it. Nothing was patchy. The matte shades, every matte shade in here is so pigmented. It seems like in these things, the matte shades was a little bit more pigmented than the shimmer shades, and that's really weird because that's kind of hard to find in a palette. Usually the shimmer shades are more pigmented than the matte shades, and the matte shades are patchy, but everything was pigmented, smooth. It blended really good. You guys can see that for yourself. Again, I'm sorry I didn't put on any mascara or lashes, but I was going to be switching out every eye look, so I didn't want to keep reapplying lashes or mascara. But these are worth the price. So if you guys, if you have $5, because that's what they cost, $4.99, go to your Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, wherever they sell them at. Go online and pick these up. 10 eyeshadows for $5. You cannot beat that. Again, this is $7.59 Comfort Zone. And this one is $7.60 Not a Basic Peach. And again, so sorry I didn't have all 4 of the palettes they came out with to show you, but I know that these 2 are going to be the ones that sell out the most and are most used and most loved by people. So again, go pick these babies up. And I've almost forgot to tell you guys, I came on here just rambling away, but I've never tried Wet n Wild shadows before, or I think I've only had their OG lipsticks, the ones that come in the tube that you squeeze, that you roll up, and they're like kind of angled. I've had those, but I've never had any Wet n Wild eyeshadows before. So for my first time using them, I love them, and I will continue to buy them as long as they make them like this. The old packaging, it really didn't, you know, appeal to me because it was just like an 8 shadow thing. But this, I love like how it's set up. Am I the only one here that's a sucker for good packaging? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, my eyes are burning, so I'm just gonna hop off camera. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.